Welcome to my channel. I was instructed by the Holy Spirit to make things a bit lighter and more relaxed, and so here we are. This is the second go of the introductory video to my channel. My name is Nick. I am a 36-year-old, 75% Spanish, 25% Kiwi, bicultural hybrid. And I'm taking this video in a part of New Zealand's North Island, which will remain unnamed. We have a beautiful New Zealand landscape. Oh, and there's a river just down here. This is a native forest remnant. You can see some beautiful native New Zealand trees like kakatea here, and then there's a nice idyllic rural scene in the background. I think these are Lombardy poplars, these tall ones here. Cool. The Shire. It's like something out of Lord of the Rings. Alright, here we go. What is the purpose of my channel? And yeah, here's the introduction. Let's go. So, the purpose of this channel is to give people warnings in advance as to the details of the coming Third World War. I have been receiving prophetic dreams about this since late 2019. And these dreams continue to this day. I'm filming this on the afternoon. Well, it's really the early evening of Thursday, the 11th of July, 2024. And I mean, I literally had 2 more dreams about the war of a prophetic nature in the last 48 hours. They just keep coming. It's like, pun intended, machine gun fire. Just, you know, they just keep coming, dude. They don't stop. And I would have had at least between 150 to 200 dreams about World War III. Prophetic dreams from God received via the Holy Spirit. And yeah, the primary purpose of this channel is to put out these warnings. We can divide that purpose into 2 parts. The first is to put out my own dreams and to contribute my own piece of the puzzle. There's a piece of the Bible where it says we prophesy in part. So, which means basically no one person has all the pieces of the puzzle. And yeah, so everyone who is receiving these prophetic dreams from God of World War III is receiving a different piece of the puzzle. And to use one analogy, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. All the different pieces, they fit together to form, you know, a whole picture. Or we could use another analogy. Each person's dreams about each person's prophetic dreams from God about World War III are like one thread. Here's another one, and a tapestry, a grand tapestry, if you like. But to get the full picture, we have to weave them all together, so they all intertwine. So yeah, the first part of the main purpose of the channel is to contribute my own respective line of thread in terms of the series of dreams I've received about this. But then the secondary aspect of the primary purpose, which is really the more important of the 2, is to put my piece of the puzzle, my thread, into the great context, the grander context of the whole jigsaw puzzle, the grand tapestry, which is everyone else's puzzle pieces in the tapestry threads put together. Everyone else's puzzle pieces fitted together to form the whole jigsaw puzzle. Everyone else's tapestry threads threaded together to form the entire tapestry. And I do that in the public playlists. So I highly recommend the first step you should take if you're looking at this channel after you've watched this video. Yeah, I mean, do what you want, obviously, free will and all that, but if you're interested, go check out my public playlists, because there you will see for yourself that this is a global phenomenon, and that I believe it's actually hundreds of thousands at least, probably millions of people globally who are receiving these prophetic dreams from God via the Holy Spirit that are warning us of the coming events of the Third World War. And these people are of different ages, races, cultures, you know, like Christians all over the world. All kinds of different backgrounds, and no one knows each other. And the crazy thing is, we're all being shown the same stuff. And you can verify that for yourself in those playlists. I would then, so yeah, after watching this, that's my first port of call. I would go check out the public playlists. I would then also highly recommend that you check out the video I published in late 2021, where I was shown the Russian invasion of Ukraine. In this video that I published in late 2021, I think it was December the 21st or something, 2021, I published on this channel a video of a prophetic dream from God that I'd received, in which I was shown Russia invading Ukraine. And I published that video about 9 weeks before it actually happened. So there's some proof as to the veracity, that is truthfulness, the reality of this phenomenon. And I also have a playlist for my fulfilled dreams. I've got about 8 so far. I anticipate that there will be more to follow. It has been said that no one comes to God through reason, but ironically, that's how it actually happened for me. The left hemisphere of my brain, the left-hand part, which is the one that's more about logic, just couldn't handle it and didn't want to believe it, and was very skeptical when I first began getting these dreams. At first I didn't understand what they were, and then they started coming true, and I realized they were prophetic dreams. But the left hemisphere of my brain was like, no, it's rubbish. I don't believe it. But then in the end, I just had to capitulate and give in, because late last decade, I received a whole bunch of prophetic warnings about stuff in my personal life, and I ignored them because I was skeptical, and then I got smashed in the face. So, yeah, it was. I relented. Logic and evidence clearly demonstrated that this phenomenon was real. So I encourage people not to go on blind faith, and to use evidence. I'm bicultural and part Spanish, part Kiwi. Certainly, it's a big aspect of the New Zealand national character. Kiwis like to see evidence of things before they get on board with it. And so that's what I provide here. I take a more kind of scientific, evidence-based approach to giving people these warnings and showing them that the warnings are worth trusting. That said, I do provide a disclaimer in any of the videos that I post on this channel, in which I share prophetic dreams of World War III that I've received from God via the Holy Spirit, and you should always read that. You are responsible for what you do with this information. Please make up your own mind. Take it to prayer, meditate on it, seek the Holy Spirit yourself. I'm confident in this information that I put out, only because lots of other people are seeing the same stuff. If that wasn't happening, I wouldn't have created the channel. So it's not about me, it's about us and the collective message. And yeah, so I will say, I'm living by the warnings I get. Like, I'm basing my entire life plan around it, and the evidence is there that it's real, because it's not just me, but other people have had, many other people whose prophetic dreams have posted and playlists on this channel have had their dreams fulfill. And so, how do I put this? If you're getting warnings about something as catastrophic and brutal as a Third World War that's coming, and there's a ton of evidence that the warnings are reliable and to be taken seriously, then I for one am going to act on those warnings. However, what you do with this information is your prerogative. That said, God has very clearly shown me in many, many dreams that he doesn't want people to suffer and go through this, and wants as many good people as possible to get the warnings, so those that can get out of the way. I do understand that it's not going to be everyone's path to escape to safe zone countries, which will not be involved in this war. Some people's path is to fight. Only you know your path. Literally, it's the case. No one else does. Only you can know it. Only you can find it. So, it's not it's not me to say what path yours is. Only you know that. But and some people's path will be to fight. And some people will die. Some people will live when they fight in the war. But I think for a lot of people, they just don't want to be involved. Certainly my path is not to be involved in this war, fighting on the on the front lines. And if we were if this was 1935 and people were getting warnings 4 years before World War II began, of all the details of World War II and what they could do to avoid it, well, I think a lot of people would have taken that opportunity had they been given it. So this is really a gift. And interestingly, there is a historical precedent for this phenomenon. It's not mass psychosis. In World War I, before World War I rather, thousands of Armenian Christians, this is a little known fact, but it's well documented in the historical record, began receiving prophetic dreams from God via the Holy Spirit, warning them that their people were going to be genocided by the Ottoman Turks soon in a huge war in World War I. So I think it was around 1910, 1911, a group of about between 3,000 to 7,000 Armenians followed these warnings, and they left, and they were advised to go to the United States, and they settled in Southern California, and they all survived. Most of the people who got the warnings didn't listen, and most of them ended up being shot in the Syrian desert, and the rich ones lost their mansions in Constantinople, now known as Istanbul. So, yeah, this phenomenon of global, en masse prophetic dream warnings from God that thousands of people are receiving about an upcoming world war, it's happened before. It has historical precedent. Yeah, I don't believe this is mass psychosis at all, and I believe the evidence speaks for itself in terms of the prophetic dreams already that have fulfilled and that continue to fulfill, not just mine, but those from many other people. And also the fact that none of us know each other and we're all being shown the same stuff. So make up your own mind. But yeah, if I had to then, the other thing, what's the other thing I would recommend you do after you watch this? So yeah, first of all, go look at the playlist. Second of all, watch that video I posted in late 2021 where I was showing the Russian invasion of Ukraine 9 weeks before it happened, and then take a look at the playlist of my fulfilled prophecies. And then third point, I have a video which I published recently in the last month or so entitled the most important information on this channel. In that I talk about the 3 key steps you can take to prepare for what is coming if you do not plan to fight. Step 1 is to understand roughly when the war will come to your country. That information is covered to the best of my ability on this channel. Certainly that's covered with a fair degree of detail for the Anglo-Saxon countries in descending order of population, being the United States, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. I give a fairly good sense of that for many other countries, including Japan and most of Western Europe. Go look at that video. Basically, yeah, you need to know the when. That's number 1. Roughly when the war is going to come to your country, and so you can get a sense of when you need to leave and start making preparations to leave. Point number 2, you need to protect your wealth. There's going to be a lot of economic collapse and chaos and upheaval and turmoil preceding the war and also during it. And if you lose all your money, you've got no options. Money gives you options. If you have no money, you've got no options. And then it'll suck if you want to leave your country because it's about to be invaded and you don't want to be involved in the war, but you can't because you've got no money. I've been given a lot of advice, as have many others, on how to protect your wealth. And the third step is to know where to go, which countries will be safe from the war, which countries will not be involved in this war, which will be proverbial islands of peace and stability in a chaotic, violent, raging sea of horror, explosions and just, the misery of war, basically. And there are 4 countries I've been given. They are Argentina, Chile, Ecuador, and others have been told South Africa as well. So there's that video I posted recently. The most important piece of information on this channel. Go take a look at that one. Yeah, and I would conclude with this. Dark times are coming, but ultimately it's all going to turn out great. So don't lose hope. It will be the next 30 years is going to be really rough, but then everything will settle down. It is the end of many different cycles. We're moving into a new earth, as prophesied in the Bible. that's a separate topic, but the entire world's geography is going to change. There are going to be new continents, new oceans. The planet's rotation is going to reverse. There's going to be a pole shift. The stars will change. And there'll be quite a few new continents, and there's a lot. Yeah, as I said, a lot of land will go underwater. There's going to be, Atlantis is going to come back. There's going to be an enormous new continent in the southern Pacific Ocean, variously referred to as Lemuria or Mu in the past. New Zealand is going to increase in land area by about 2,000% or 20 times and become a large continent. North America, the US is going to lose about 30% of its landmass, etc., etc. So huge changes. Literally the entire map of the world is going to change. And it's not just the war. There's going to be lots of other bad things happening over the next 30 years. People have been shown there'll be another pandemic. There's going to be global famine. And probably the biggest one, apart from World War III, which will go nuclear, it will be nuclear war, will be massive asteroids slamming into the planet. And some of these are going to cause tsunamis, which can be up to, a mile high, 1,500 meters high. Huge earthquakes all around the world. It's just going to be chaos. Not to mention zombies, giants, and aliens, which I won't even go into because it's too weird, but lots of us have had dreams about that. It's too weird even for me, but it's going to be like a sci-fi action thriller movie, and we're going to be living it, dude. It's what everyone's been shown. Some people are going to... I think they're going to go crazy. Well, I think some people would rather... I think some people's souls are going to choose to die. They're going to choose on a soul level to leave Earth and to pass away before all this begins, because if they were alive when they were here, I think they'd die of shock. Because they couldn't handle it. They'd go insane because it would seem too crazy. But I just want to conclude, on a hopeful note. All this dark stuff has been coming. We've been shown. It really does appear to be locked in. Unfortunately, I do believe it is the case. There's nothing we can do to change it. The good news is you can get out of the way. And that's what this channel is. The main purpose is to help people to get out of the way. And it's primarily aimed at those who don't want to fight in the war, but even for those who do plan to fight in the war and who want to, this information will be useful. And we do need those people. And, fighting to protect your country in World War III is noble and honourable. It's just not everyone's path. The purpose of this channel is more directed at those who are planning not to fight and want to get out of the way, more at civilians who want to escape harm's way. But, one of the key messages of the Bible and Christianity in general is to not have fear, faith over fear. So don't be afraid. God always warns. And God will protect his people. That's why these prophecies are being put out. That's why channels like this exist. So don't be afraid, but do take steps to prepare. That would be my advice. And know that it will, I can't sugarcoat it. What's coming is terrible and horrific in many cases, but by the same token, what comes after will be absolutely amazing. We're going to be moving into a sort of utopia, paradise on earth type reality after World War III, and it will be, just amazing and just like heaven on earth, really, in terms of quality of life. And we're basically looking at enlightened civilization, end of environmental destruction, war. We'll be looking at world, moving into world peace. Just quantum leaps in science and technology. I think we'll probably be living for potentially centuries, if I'm honest. Elimination of huge numbers of diseases that are considered normal now. So, it's this global cleansing / purging process we have to go through at the end of this age where the slate is wiped karmically. As you sow, so shall you reap. A lot of nations and people have been doing bad things to each other for the last, few thousand years or so, or longer. And that energetic slate needs to be wiped clean before we get a new start in this kind of golden age of the new earth we're moving into. So, my advice is to, make up your own mind and do what you want. I would add, try and develop a relationship with the Holy Spirit if you can in your own life. Anyone can do it, if they want to. But yeah, like I said, what's coming isn't fun. It's completely horrible in many cases, but by the same token, don't lose hope. Keep the faith, don't move into fear, and know that it's all going to work out great in the end. We just have to get through this huge storm, this huge hurricane that precedes the dawn of the new earth and this new reality on this planet that was prophesied in the Bible thousands of years ago. And I would add, in many other spiritual traditions by many other religions, not just by, through Christianity. So that's a wrap. Have a look around, explore the channel. Hope this information is of some value to you. And if I'm honest, I know this is going to help a lot of people to escape the horrors of what's coming. And if I can save even one person or one family from going through the horrors of the Third World War, which is now beginning, when they have no intention or desire to be involved or whatsoever, or to even be within 1,000 miles of one of the battles, then I've done my job. Thank you.